Hi everybody, today we're going to be showing you how to make this awesome jelly eyeball pudding for your Halloween feast.
Okay, so our eye is going to be made up of 4 parts. We've got 3 jellies and 1 panna cotta. We've got a cornea jelly, which is going to be a clear jelly to be sort of in place of the cornea. We've got an iris jelly, which is going to be coloured and sit behind that. We've got the pupil jelly, which is going to be as dark as we can possibly make it. And then we've got the panna cotta, which is going to be the white of the eye. So that's going to be your largest volume. And to make those, we only need a few bits and bobs, and most kitchens will have this stuff. So we've got to get a bowl. This is going to be a basic eye mould. So pick up anything that looks vaguely eye-like. It's got to be round. That's the most important thing. It's got to have a nice round bottom. A lot of bowls have a flat bum. It's not good. We don't like flat bums. We've got a pupil mould, which is using a glass. But the important thing with a pupil mould is it's got to be quite deep, so you get a good level of sort of blackness in that pupil. And it's got to fit nicely in relation to your general eye mould. And we've got a liquid jug, and this is going to be used for all of the mixings and the heatings of the liquids, our panna cottas and our jellies. We're going to use the microwave for that, so it's going to be pretty simple, no pans on the stove or anything like that. Fork to mix everything around with, and a spoon. We're using powdered gelatin, so we're going to just use a spoon to get the gelatin out, but if you're using loose gelatin, you don't even need that. So pretty simple stuff. So your cornea jelly, this is going to be an apple jelly in our case, but you can use any clear liquid. So we've got apple juice, 100 mils, or 50% apple juice, 50% booze, which is what we're doing today. 10 grams sugar and 3 grams of gelatin. Jelly number 1 is cornea jelly. This is going to be the clear jelly which forms the front of the eye, so we've got to get that in the bottom of the bowl. For ours, we're going to be using apple juice 50% and gin 50%. We need to make 100 mils, so I'll get this in here now. We're using gin, but you can use any clear booze really. I mean, you could even use whiskey. I'm sure that'll be alright as well, because it's not too dark. You just want to have something that's transparent basically, so you can see all of the other fun stuff beneath. So I'm just going to make this up to 100 mils. There's a bit mean on the gin then, so I'll put a bit more gin in. Okay. So that is 100 mils. Okay. So next thing, because this is pudding, we'll sweeten it up a little bit. So I'm going to put in a teaspoon of sugar. I said it's 10 grams, thereabouts. You can adjust that to your taste. And next thing is the gelatin. Now this has to be a bit more accurate. This is 3 grams, and 3 grams is about that much. We'll wing it. I'm going to go a little bit more maybe, just because we don't want a flobby top bit, that would be rubbish. So mix it around and pop it in the microwave. We want to get it just boiling or just under boiling, hot enough to melt the gelatin anyway. So I'll go and do that now. So this has just come out of the microwave. It took about a minute to get it boiling, so not very long. Now I've got the fun job of stirring it until all the gelatin melts, which is going to be about 2 minutes. We have been stirring this for about a minute or so. The gelatin has gone. You can actually see when the gelatin's gone because the little crystals disappear. And we're ready to pour it in our mould. So this is our mould. We've got a bit of froth on top here, which we don't really want in, so I'm going to try and hold that back with the fork. Being relatively successful, but not completely successful with that. Now, level-wise, you've got to take a bit of care here to get it sort of looking about right. Imagine, cornea thickness, that's what we want. I'm going to use a spoon just to nurse these bubbles out of here. I haven't got too many in here, so it's alright. But we want it to be nice and clear. There we go, that's looking alright. So next thing to do is pop this in the fridge. For the pupil, we're going to be doing a blackberry jelly. Ours is going to be boozy again, so we're using creme de mure. You could use Ribena or any kind of dark cordial will be fine, I reckon. And gelatin. Whilst our cornea is setting, we can make the pupil. We're going to be using creme de mure. For this, we want to be careful we don't use too much of this delicious booze, so we can use our mould as a measure. Do it up to the brim, because you always lose a little bit. Pop the gelatin in, exactly the same as before. This is going to be a lot less. I've given measurements, but I'm going to do that. That'll probably be about alright. Quick mix, and in the microwave. Alright, so same as before, stir it until everything dissolves nicely. This wasn't quite as dark as I'd hoped, so I've put a little bit of black food colouring in, which seems to have darkened out quite nicely. So, pour it into your mould. I'm not going to be too bothered about the bubbles on this one because I can always just chop the top off once it sets. I've let it cool enough so it doesn't break the glass as it goes in. And then pop it in the fridge. Our jellies are set now, so we've got our pupil and our cornea. Dog making some noise behind me, sorry about that. We're going to loosen this off in a bit of warm water and chop the foamy top bit off so we get a nice clear black pupil to pop onto our cornea. So I'm just going to put them in here to loosen them a little bit.
This bit took quite a while, so we have fast forwarded it for you, but I hope you guys got the gist.
Put that in the middle, like that. The iris is going to be blue, so we're going to be using Curacao. If you want a non-alcoholic version, I don't really know what's blue and non-alcoholic, but I'm sure you can find something. Even just the apple juice mix with a bit of food colouring would be absolutely fine. And again, just with a bit of gelatin to set it. This is our iris jelly. So this is blue Curacao. We made it exactly the same way that we have our pupil jelly, just using Curacao instead of the creme de mure. What I've done is let this cool to about lukewarmish, but all the gelatin's dissolved, it's ready to go. And we're going to pour it directly into our mould on top of our other jellies. We only want a thin layer, so we're going to go for about 4 or 5 mil. You can see just pouring it around there. Don't worry that hasn't gone all the way because we can just do that. Right, now that's ready to go, and what we do is you just pop that straight in the fridge. Last but not least, we have the panna cotta, which is 50-50 milk and cream, and we're going to be making it in the same way as all the other jellies. Just pop everything in our mixing jug. So we're going to do 200 ml of milk and 200 ml of cream to get up to 400 ml because this one is a bit more voluminous than the other ones. Just take that to 400 ml. There we go. We're going to be putting a splosh of vanilla extract in it to give it a nice vanilla-y flavour. I'll do. I'm going to go for 3 teaspoons of sugar. This doesn't have any natural sweetness in the milk or the cream, so because this is a pudding, we've got to make it pretty sweet. And now the gelatin. So you can use pretty much a whole pack of gelatin, which is around 10 grams for this. Pop that in. And we'll give this a mix up and pop it in the microwave. This is our panna cotta mix. It's been allowed to cool to lukewarm. We don't want it too hot, otherwise it will melt our jellies already in our mould. So what we're going to do is just very carefully and gently pour it over our existing jellies in there. Don't worry about bubbles because they'll be at the bottom, so it doesn't really matter. Just all in one go. Just pour over, just to cover everything and get the bowl nice and full. And that's about right there. Now I'm just going to pop this in the fridge until it's all set. It should take a couple of hours. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. We've taken the jelly out of the fridge. It's been in there for about 5 hours, so we're going to put it straight into some hot water. Just try and loosen it off. Just leave it in here for about 20 seconds or so, so it's a bit boring. Probably speed through it. Okay, so hopefully that's loosened it enough. We'll give it a go. Just pop the plate over the top. And then we've got to give it a bit of a shake. Sway it out. Oh. Heard something there. There we go. One jelly eyeball. Now, just to set this off, that looks pretty good. I've melted a little bit of jam. What we can do is we can pour jam around the edge. And there we have it, one jelly eyeball in blood.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our video and good luck with your own Halloween feast.